Zach, I remember talking to you before that game in Tampa, just how excited you were to get in, be a part of what was going on there, and I can only imagine how disappointing it was the way things played out for you there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's unfortunate. End of the game there, going down with an injury and then missing a bit of time. I just wanted to get in and establish myself with the group, and I felt good in that game. And then, yeah, obviously disappointing to go down with the injury, but the training staff here is amazing. The medical guys are awesome. Feeling good and really excited to get back in tonight.
How tough is it even like when you see a team rolling and when you knew that when you went in those minutes you had, you were effective in feeling your game?
Yeah, I mean, you want to just play your game to the best of your ability, and when a team's firing on all cylinders, you want to be one of those cylinders, I guess. You want to just do your part, do your job to the best of your ability, and help and contribute to the team.
And did it make it also maybe a little bit harder just knowing that you had just come in off of a trade, you were one of the new guys, and you kind of want to, be around the team and be a part of that whole experience?
Yeah,
too.
I mean, obviously it's super unfortunate. Like, I was very disappointed, first game getting a chance to play with the new team. It sucks. But, it is what it is. It's part of the game. Injuries are part of hockey, especially the game that I play. And, I feel good. I'm ready to go. And that's in the past now. And I'm just looking forward to playing.
I was going to say, how much are you looking forward to just establishing yourself right again?
Yeah, 100%. There'll be no toe dip, and just kind of jumping right in and trying to just get back to my game as fast as possible.
Something tells me toe dip is not part of your repertoire.
No, I don't think so.
What have you appreciated most about the Keefe style of coaching and what he offers?
Just his detailed, he's very detail oriented, structure, just his preparedness or preparation, and, just the way he knows how to go into each team. It's a great group here, great team, coaching staff's awesome. I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Thanks, Zach. To Zach, and he pretty much said that he's going to hopefully be able to get in tonight. Can you confirm that, and what are you kind of looking forward to from that very short bit that you saw of him, that what he can bring to this group?
Yeah, he'll go tonight. Liked a lot what he brought in that game in Tampa. Obviously, it's unfortunate that he got injured, but he showed what he's been in this league and through his time in the American League. Like, he's a big guy that moves well. He's got a good skill set, great shot. He's physical. He's a presence. He's a unique player that we don't have a lot of. So, looking forward to seeing what he can bring to that line.
When you say unique, are you just talking about like the speed that he brings with the physical presence?
Yeah,
that he has?
just
Like
the size mainly, the size and the physicality, the presence. There's an underrated skill set there too, as you can tell when he has played in the American League. He's put up real good numbers. But he's a big, simple, hard to play against type of forward, and with the size in particular, we don't have a lot of that on forward.
In the last game, you really relied heavily on both Luke and Nemo, just in terms of their numbers and minutes. When you went back and looked, what did you like about the way maybe they handled those minutes as you lean on them more and more here?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job. I mean, they moved the puck, up the ice well. But also, they defended well, kept the play in front of them for the most part, protected our net and, boxed out and did little things like that. So, to that end, it was encouraging. It's a game which we had to defend more than we would like to, but I thought those guys did a nice job. And obviously, in our current state, we're going to have to continue to rely on them.
To that point, you did mention after the Pens game that maybe the team defended too much. But what's the fine line there, Sheldon, knowing that you want your team to defend, but then you got to push the pace as well?
Well, we need the puck. We need the puck. We want the puck, and that's a big part of it. So we've got to find ways to execute better from our breakouts through the neutral zone to get some more offensive zone possessions. Some of that is keeping the puck, but a lot of it is earning it back when we don't have it. That's a big piece, and then that can really drive our team. I don't think we forechecked as well as a group here for the last handful of games, probably even longer than that. So we've got to get back to that part of it, and now more than ever, because I think our ability to convert forechecks into offensive possessions can really drive our game in lots of ways. Not only give us more ozone time, but it can make it easier on the defensive side of it, because now we've got maybe some opposition that's a little more fatigued, and our breakouts can get a little bit cleaner as a result because they can't forecheck in turn. So that was an area of focus. We spent a lot of time on that this morning, both in film and on the ice in the morning skate here, coming off an off day. So that's an area we'd like to see us improve upon tonight.
Did you like the Nason Hughes Brett line?
Yeah, I liked them a lot better when I watched it back on video than I did in the game. I thought, there's Jack in particular had a few really good scoring opportunities. Obviously, the one late at the end of the second period, goaltender made a great save on him. But there's another, Nason made a great play to Jack in this, wide open in the slot, and there's a couple other little opportunities that they had. So if one or two of those fall, you probably feel a lot different about the line and all of that. But we're gonna keep it the same here today and give it some time and see if some of those pucks start to fall. But as I said, in game, I felt it's been a while since that line's produced a goal. So you're getting a little impatient with it. But watching it back on video, I was glad that I stuck with it through the third period.
You've talked about how there's really no bad teams. I think 28 teams right now are 500 or better. Have you ever seen parity to this degree?
I don't know. Maybe not to this degree, this early, but it is early still, right? I think that's part of it. You've got some teams like us that started the season off. You got 8-game winning streak, and then you have sort of one bad week, and you're right back with the pack. So I think that's really where it's at, and still trying to figure out here if there's a lot of really good teams or a lot of really average teams. I think, and we're one of them. Where we're just trying to figure out who and what we are. So that's a big part of it. But what I do know is every game you're in a game. Every game is against a team that has an opportunity to beat you. And I think that certainly is parity. I think over time there's gonna be some separation. It's just natural. It's just math. But in the early going here, it certainly is tight.
Just curious to get your thoughts on what you're seeing or what you saw on tape out of the Schaefer kid on the Islanders.
He's exceptional skating. First is the big thing that drives a lot of his game. But he's got lots of confidence. They've given him a ton of opportunity, and he seems to have thrived in everything that he's touched here so far. So, yeah, he's got a lot of good things going on, and I think it's brought in seems like a lot of juice to their team at the same time.